Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Introduction myself. My name is Faisal Hidayat. You can call me Faisal. Okay. I'm here to presentation my last project, vocabulary building by myself. Okay. Let's start. Okay. Collective nouns. Definition. A collective noun is defined as a noun that possesses a singular morphosyntactic form but has plural reference discrete a tension where the noun is viewed simultaneously as one, the whole, and many, the members. Example, a committee gather. Explanation, this shows that collective nouns are compatible with collective predication. Predicate like meet, gather, and disperse. Unlike standard singular nouns, collective nouns behave like plural because the action must be performed by a group. Second, the committee is a meeting. The committee are in a meeting. Example. Explanation. This exemplifies agreement mismatch common in British English. While the noun is more syntactically singular, it triggers a plural verb or which indicates the speaker is conceptualizing the member level, the individual within the group rather than the collective level. Third, a stack of plates. Example. Explanation. This illustrates a grammatical test for collective nouns. They are compatible with plural of phrases but no singular ones. A stack of plates versus a stack of a plate. Nouns like stack, have, and bunch denote particular spatial configuration of multiple objects. For the police convince themselves. Explanation. Police is borderline case categorized as a non-count collective or lexical plural is shows means now therefore it cannot be pluralist as policies, but triggers plural anaphora to surface, suggesting it refers to the maximal collection of individuals within the categories. And the last, the whole town had turned out to watch the fireworks. Explanation. This is an example of polysemy, where the noun referring to a place or institution is used to mean the people who make the entity in the context function like ordinary collection noun by referring to a group of humans. Transitive phrasal verbs. Analysis of transitive phrasal verb as contraction. This document review aspect on transitive phrasal verb as verb particle contraction based on contraction grammar perspective. Two whole layered templates. There are two main templates for particle placement, namely verb object particle VOBT and verb particle object VPRTO, each of which has semantically and pragmatically different function preferences based on meaning and complexity. The VOPRT arrangement tends to be used for literal spatial meanings, the displacement of convex objects and simple objects. In contrast, VPRTO is more often used for idiomatic or metaphorical meanings as well as for long, complex, or new objects in speech. Example. First, take off your shoes. This example uses the VPRTO pattern, where the particle of is placed immediately after the verb and before the object, your shoes. This is one of the common particle placement options in English. Next, you can leave your hat on. This sentence uses the VOPRG pattern where the particle on is placed after the object, your hat. This pattern is often associated with spatial or literal meaning. Third, he rubbed out the first sentence. This example is categorized as a semi-idiomatic usage. Here, only the particles are used figuratively, while the overall meaning is still related to the physical art of erasing. For this perspective brings out a completely new dimension of the problems. This is an example of second-letter metaphor where the entire construction of phrasal verb is used figuratively describe something abstract rather than the physical displacement of an object. Fifth, he walked in dinner like an expert. This example illustrates a second-level stereotype which is the close relationship between phrasal verb and a very specific context of use in the sentence. Walk in has a special meaning, namely serving food in the context of service. Case study first. Vocabulary building with intransitive phrasal verbs. The meeting ran on for more than 2 hours. Several students dropped out during the research project. The plan took the inland than expected. 4. He woke before sunrise. 5. The crowd slowly calming down. Okay, next. Okay, let's answer. First, how to intransitive phrasal verb build vocabulary. First, contextual shift. Intransitive phrasal verbs combines a base verb with a particle to create a complete new meaning that is often different from the original word. Second, natural expression. Using intransitive phrasal verb like got up or went down makes language feel more lively and dynamic compared to using standard verbs. Third, action focus. They allow learners to describe action or changes instead clearly without needing to identify a direct object. The common learning challenge. First, the literal threat. Learners often struggle because intransitive phrasal verbs cannot be understood by translating the word individually. They must be learned as a single unit of meaning. Second, idiomatic complexity. Because their meaning are idiomatic, they require special attention and are often cited as one of the most difficult elements for English as a foreign language student to master. Second, third, multiple meanings policy. The same phrase can change meaning depending on the specific situation or context in the story. Key research finding. First, high frequency in the analysis chapter of Harry Potter. 71.05% of the phrasal verb found were intransitive. Narrative style authors use this heavily. 27 instance versus 12 transitive instance to build character, action, and atmosphere naturally. Educational value. Studying this novel provides authentic context which helps readers understand figurative meanings better than just studying grammar theory. Case study second. Gender formation with suffixes. Actor, actress. Waiter, waitress. Prince, princess. Host, hostess. Hero, heroine. Let's answer. First, change the meaning of the base word. In the sample footage, example actor to actress, the suffix acts as the gender assessment function. Semantic motivation. The suffix imposes a specific gender of the derived noun, establishing a direct link between the biological sex of the entity and its grammatical class. Vocal meaning. Each suffix conveys a vocal meaning that is specific set to the base word, while the base word often represents the general notion of human. The suffix receives that meaning to a female reference. Second, morphological process. Analyzing the morphological process of self in this example is derivational suffixification. Example parts: actor, actress. Morphological process. Suffixification of is to a masculine base. Semantic shift from a general masculine again to specific female. Performer, prince, princess. Addition of feminine marker to a social rank base. Shift meaning to the social stratification group of 4 females. Hero, heroine. Used to specific feminine verb object. Transition the trait or character based to a female reference. Third, empirical research support from the journal. The journal provides several key findings regarding the compatibility of semantic and gender. First, gender assigning function. The research concludes that the gender of a derivative is primarily influenced by the suffix and its meaning rather than the base word alone. Semantic regularities. Masculine and feminine suffixes typically cover 3 to 5 semantic groups. Masculine suffixes often clustered around people, administration, and social stratification. Next, feminine specific. Feminine suffixes in Old English, the ancestor of the modern system, were the most productive and specialists in abstraction, feelings, and traits of character. Anthropocentric core. Even when gender systems seem formal, they often maintain a semantic core where nouns referring to males and females rarely conflict with their grammatical genders. Case study third, vocabulary formation with collective noun. First, the committee has approved the proposal. The jury was divided in this occasion. A swarm of insects covered the field. The audience clapping loudly. 5. The staff are attending a workshop today. Next, let's answer. Analysis of sentences. Sentence. The committee has approved. Subject, verb, agreement. Singular. Justification based on theory and journal. There's a place the collection level conceptualizing where the group acts as a single unit of institution. Next, the jury was divided singular while divided in internal parts. American English typical use singular agreement for collective noun regardless of predicate. Third, a swarm of insects. Subject verb agreement singular. Follow Berger's theory, collective noun or measure nouns in the count domains that take singular determinants a and verb. 4. The audience left singular that subject verb agreement in justification based on theory and journal. In many languages like Dutch or American English, collective noun require singular agreement even if the action is performed by individuals. And the last sentence. The staff are attending. Subject verb agreement is plural. Justification based on theory and journal. Common in British English, plural agreement triggers a member level interpretation treating staff as a set of individual people. Okay, research based class justification, vocabulary function. Collective nouns are categories into committing nouns, animate, intentional, group, and collective and collection nouns. Spatial configuration like swarm. They often listen to plural anaphora using they, their, even when the verb is singular. Theory. Atomic versus set. Atomic theory views these nouns as single entities, atoms. Agreement in singular because the whole is an entity independent of its parts. Set theory views them as set of individuals, thus justifies plural agreement. Example, the staff are because the predicate applies to the members. The last agreement factors. Agreement choice is often driven by the specific noun. Example, staff prefer to plural, while government prefer singular, and the variety of English being used. Okay, this is last. Thank you for me. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you. Goodbye.